Mr. Fogg?
Yes,
Thank you.
Dr. Fogg.
Dr. Fogg. The Tax Revision Commission recommended elimination of this exemption in order to increase horizontal equity or treating all retirees the same. And the tax reform provided more robust tax relief through raising the standard deduction than I think was the status quo before. Do you know whether the DC taxes of the members of your coalition have gone up?
I don't know if the DC tax have gone up or not, but our concern was getting this tax cut, because we used to have it before. It was $3,000, and as Mr. Bush, enumerated so well earlier, that it was something that was in the city budget, and then it was taken out. So now at this point in time, when you look at Virginia, you look at Maryland, they're giving their retirees, their military retirees, this benefit, this tax benefit, and here DC doesn't do it. So our people have the same issues as others when they retire. We need this money, and the bottom line is, if it's being taken out of the budget and we don't have this money, then it puts us in a very awkward position, and says, are we trying to force people to go? It's almost like, what is being inferred here? Are we forcing people to go to Maryland and go to Virginia and other places to get that tax break, military, firefighters and all that, or should we get it here? And I just think we got 36 other states out there that are giving these employees, their civil servants, this benefit. We should do the same.
So, I'm sensitive to the argument. The only thing is that, as I heard Mr. Bush's testimony, and maybe I need to reread it, it sounded to me like a restoration, like that this is something that existed, but what existed before was a much lower amount than what he is advocating for now, and it's really looking at surrounding jurisdictions. But of course, tax policy is not all confined to one single aspect of taxes. It's really looked at as a whole. And so with the Tax Revision Commission and other tax reforms in this city, there have been some taxes that have been increased and other taxes that have been decreased with the idea of targeting people in certain income brackets. So while this particular exemption may have changed, I believe, and I will look further into this, but I believe that most of the members of this coalition actually pay less in taxes than they did before.
Well, again, when you're talking about the retirees, and we don't see it that way. We've looked at this thing and we see that where this benefit has actually taken away from the employees. And I know you said you're going to do some research to look into that, but we've looked at this thing, looked at all angles of it, and we see that this money still is money that we would have if it hadn't been done, if it hadn't been taken out. So the bottom line is, and when we look at, again, we compare it with Maryland and Virginia, we saw that this benefit, the way their tax bracket is, they're getting the benefit. All we're just simply saying is, at one time it was a low amount, $3,000. But now we're saying, of course, when you're talking about overtime, attrition, everything else, we're talking about how do we make this money be effective today? And all we're just simply saying is it is something that would benefit the retirees if it was there, as opposed to not being there.
Thank you very much.